So Mark Hills for Kamak Apash.
Mark Kwam.
Okay, giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and the honors out there to the brethren and the highest and bias, teaching the truth in all sincerity. Okay, this lesson is gonna be on we're gonna call it, forget about Dan. Okay, as in the tribe of Dan. We had the guy come up to camp, inquiring about Dan at the weekend, and there's guys out there that teach the tribe of Dan still exists and is around, is a part of the 12 tribes. I mean that may have been the case, from the start at the beginning, okay, because Dan is a son of Jacob, okay, but as of this point in time, Dan is not, okay. Like I said, you still got guys teaching Dan that Dan exists and that he exists in this place or that place or whatever, man, and it's the spirit, because it's been going around, people having problems with the 12 tribes sign, okay. But like we're gonna entitle it, man, you just need to forget about Dan, man. Where Dan is right now in the spirit, okay, it's not necessary for one to know, to be honest, okay. It's not something that we've been taught in the scriptures to be concerned about, okay, because as you read in the scriptures, man, the scriptures stop speaking about Dan, okay, and he's not listed in the book of Revelation, okay, which we're going to go through now. So if the Lord ain't having it writ about Dan, then it's not for you to be concerned about, But bro, get me Amos 8 verse 14, please. This scripture we're going to bring out now is the last time the scriptures speak about Dan. Okay, from this point onwards, Dan is never spoken of again. Okay, so whatever the Lord did, okay, the Lord done away with them. Okay, the Lord never addressed Dan again. Okay, go on now.
This is Amos 8 and 14. That they that swear by the sin of Samaria, and say, Thy power, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again.
Alright, that's the last scripture that mentions Dan. Okay, so like I said, the Most High never had any of the prophets and the Lord write about Dan. Okay, and he is not listed in the elect, in the sealed of the nation of Israel, man. So you can only come to the conclusion that Most High did away with Dan, okay, as a tribe, okay, because there's still only 12 tribes, and the Lord refers to 12 tribes. If Dan existed, that would make 13, okay. So it is what it is. What's happened to them, hey, that's in the Most High's knowledge what he did, okay. It's not mentioned in the scriptures, okay, so you just have to deal with that. Okay, instead of making up fables about Dan is this and Dan is that, Dan is alive, the scriptures don't speak that. Okay, it's like he fell off the face of the earth. He don't exist. Okay, not in the traditional sense anyway. All right, we're gonna move to Revelation 7. We're gonna read that list just to show you that Dan is not mentioned. Okay,
Revelation 7.
From verse 4.
Yeah. This is Revelation 7 and 4. And I heard a number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000.
Right, so these are those that have been sealed, the Lord's elect. Okay, this is starting off with the elect, the 12,000 from each tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, you're gonna find that or see that Dan is not a part of that. Okay, so it's irrelevant. To us, it's irrelevant who Dan is, where Dan is. Okay, it doesn't add nothing for us, to us. There's no edification in that. Okay, it doesn't. It's not in the scriptures. Okay, but go on, I'll read that.
Of all the tribes of the children of Israel. You want to read all the tribes?
Yeah, read it down. Yeah.
Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Nephthalim were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were still 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were still 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were still 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000.
Alright, that's 12. Okay, that was 12 tribes. Okay, you know Joseph represents the tribe of Ephraim. Okay, so that's what he's speaking about. Okay, so when it mentions Joseph, okay, because Ephraim and Joseph, they were both his sons, but Ephraim is identified as Joseph, right, in this. So that's 12 tribes. Dan is not included in that list. Like I said, that would make 13. Okay, and like I said, for whatever the reason is, Dan is not on this list. Okay, the Most High is not dealing with Dan. That is what this means. Okay, one way or another, that is what it means. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with Dan. The Lord is not coming to save Dan, because the chances are Dan is not even here. Okay, like I said, not here in the traditional sense, right? Okay, so there should be no confusion about the tribe of Dan. They're not in this, so don't forget about it. Forget about Dan. Dan is not important right now. Okay, it just isn't, right? I'll give me your Revelation chapter 21 verse 9, please, Ark. Okay, just to denote something, another thing.
28, yeah.
Yeah, 21 and 9.
21 and 9. This is Revelation 21 and 9. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues.
Yeah, read unto 12.
And talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will shew thee the bride of the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and shewed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of the hill.
Okay, so I'm just going to make a mention on that, man. That shows you the Lamb's wife. The Lord's wife is the nation of Israel. Okay, so when the scripture talks about go out there to the highways and the hedges and bid to the marriage, it's only talking to Israelites.
Yep.
Okay, they're the ones being married, not the other nations. Okay, so you can forget about that too. Okay, these other nations are not part of this marriage, man. Okay, the only ones being married to the Lamb is the Israelites, the elect of Israel. Okay, going on.
The holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Okay, which would or will be or are the names, the 12 tribes we just read. Okay, in Revelation 7. Okay, Dan is not a part of that. Okay, so Dan is not even part of the kingdom of heaven in that sense. Okay, so there's no need to worry about Dan. Okay, the Lord is dealing with Dan however he sees fit. Okay, and as far as we know, or have been taught, that Dan is within the other nation, the other tribes, and not its own tribe itself. Okay, just because the spirits never die, they're never destroyed, they still exist. Okay, so they exist among Israel somewhere, but as a nation, there is no nation or tribe of Dan. Okay, they don't exist. Okay, and the scriptures are testament to that. Okay, the Lord is not listing them in the Revelations at all, neither in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, as part of as the honorary gates and stuff, they're not even mentioned. Okay, so you just have to come to that conclusion that the Lord just just not dealing with Dan no more as a nation. Okay, so that was the point on that. Okay, you go to Sirach chapter 3 and verse 21. Let's read down to the 25th.
This is Sirach 23 verse 21. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Right, so like I said, we're not privy to everything the Most High does. We're only privy to the things that is revealed to us. Dan is not in the scriptures. It's not like there's a revealing of what happened to Dan, some understanding. It's just not written. Okay, you have to come up based on what you know the matter of things. Okay, and then the fact is that Dan is not written. He just, I don't want to sound like a broken record. He's just not there. Okay, go on up.
But what is commanded thee, think thereupon, with reverence. For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters.
Right, and this whole Dan thing is an unnecessary matter. It is not. It doesn't bring you any closer to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, it doesn't bring you any closer to salvation. Okay, it doesn't actually add anything to anybody. Okay, so it is a vain endeavor trying to work things that are in secret. Okay, it's a vain endeavor, man. And like I said, all you end up doing is teaching wickedness, because it's lies. You're going to be teaching lies because you don't actually know. None of us actually know what happened to Dan, But to say Dan is here, he is there, he exists in this part of the world, or he's this people, or whatever, that's lies. You can't prove that. You can't prove that. Okay, because as far as the scripture is concerned, Dan is not here. Okay, and that's all you should know. That's all you need to know. They're not here. Okay, continue up.
For more things are showed unto thee than men understand. For many are deceived by their own vain
opinions. Okay, they're trying to connect fucking different types of cables up to come up with an answer and shit. But you're off, man. You're going off if you're teaching that Dan exists. Okay, going up.
And an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not.
That's right. Like I said, you don't know, so you're not qualified to speak on these things. Okay, the scripture says what it says, man. Okay, you have to just do what the scriptures say. Okay, instead of making up some doctrine around something that's not even written. You getting something there up?
Sure, I'll wait.
Sure.
Just gotta find it. I'll do a search.
Oh, I got it here next anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, man. 1 Corinthians 13:9. That's what it is.
1 Corinthians, was it?
13:9.
13:9. It's 1 Corinthians 13:9. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part.
Okay, so there's certain things that have been revealed unto us that we can teach. Okay, according to the scriptures. But there's other things that we don't know about concerning things of the Most High that He has to Himself that we've not been given yet, like the workings of the universe and everything in it. We don't know. How many planets are there? You can't ask me that. I don't know. That's all information the Most High has to Himself, and if and when He decides to let us know these things, in the kingdom, because that's not necessary for us to know now. Has me knowing how many planets there are now gonna help me right now? It doesn't mean anything to me right now. It's just information. Okay, but in the kingdom we gonna know a lot more than what we know in this flesh. Okay, because to be honest, this flesh probably couldn't even handle all that information. Okay, so we're gonna have to change first to receive all that stuff, all that knowledge anyway. I mean, what you do in your past life? You don't know. Come on, man, you don't know shit. Okay, so there's unnecessary things that people deal with, man, and there's like I said, there's no point to it. What did my phone just tell me this? It says something, and we're gonna break down some shit. Okay, yeah. So if we know in part and we prophesy in part, we prophesy in what we do know, and it's been revealed in the scriptures, and other stuff we leave alone. We leave that shit alone, man. Okay, because it's not expedient. Okay, it's not necessary for your salvation, man. What's necessary is for your salvation is these scriptures, man, and the understanding of them. Okay, and that's what our job is to do, man. We ain't worried about Dan. Okay, we're not even really worried about everybody's individual tribe. Like, we all identify ourselves with a particular tribe, but even if that isn't the case, even if we find out that we're not, who cares, man? Because the main thing is that everybody is an Israelite, and that you can see that in the spirit. Okay, where we come from, what tribe we belong to is really irrelevant. Okay. Oh, battery. That's what it was telling me. Battery's dead going. Okay, but that's okay. battery's dying, but that's okay. We've got a couple more. Okay, 1 Timothy's chapter 1 and verse 4.
1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions, rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do.
Alright, so giving heed to fables and endless genealogies, like Dan's a tribe, right? That's the whole genealogy going there. Okay, people trying to say, oh, these people are Dan. There's no proof of that. Okay, there's no spiritual evidence for that either. You know, and all that is like I said, it's not edifying. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't help you do nothing or achieve or accomplish anything. Okay, but running on to the next one before this phone dies on me. It's 1 Corinthians 14 verse 26.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 26. It says, how is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you hath a psalm, hath a doctrine, hath a tongue, hath a revelation, hath an interpretation? Let all things be done unto edifying.
Alright, so the whole point of the matter is, man, all things should be done unto edifying. Where Dan is, what Dan's doing, or all that kind of stuff, man, that's not. Okay, that's not edifying, man. And like I said, people are just teaching lies out there about these things. The scriptures don't make mention of Dan, so don't teach about Dan, man. That's not part of this word. Purely and simply, that's what it is. Okay, they have their parts in history. You read about the stories and that, but in terms of now, in this time, Dan is not a part of this word as in their salvation. Okay, and that's just what it is, man. Okay, this one's gonna doubt me, man. So I'm gonna close up and say shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, we'll catch you in the next video, man. I hope this was edifying. Okay, till next time, shalom.
Shalom.